Hey guys, hope you're new day. I mistaken. Anyway, it's Monday, so we need to back to our Catch Play here of Apollo Justice is Attorney Trilogy. We are still on in Spirit of Justice's episode 3, Right of Turnabout. We're actually on the investigation side of it. Even that, I hope you're having a good day. So let's just get into it. I'll probably focus more on this for a good few days, for a good while now, until we can finish it, because I want to get to finish this before Voicing Your Door. Anyway, May 11th, 1:03 p.m. Temple Temple. What do I do now? I can't believe my and I were actually found guilty. This child need not be drawn out any longer. They're holding on today. The defense has failed to counter the charge filed by the prosecution. In accordance with the law, I invoke the defense culpability act against the defense. Now then. The court finds the accused, my FA, and the defense feelings right. Guilty. I forgot to change that bar. Oh well, I'll have time. Mr. Right! I'll be. I saw the whole trial. What's going to happen to Miss Man now? I'm worried about that too. But right now, I have one more thing to report, Prosecutor Jamali. Yes. This dagger. It bears the fingerprints of my FA on it. Right now, I need to focus on the next trial. The murder of Acolyte Salat, right? At least the jury's still on that one, so to speak. The two murders are most likely connected. And get to the bottom of Acolyte Salat's murder. It might give me the ammunition I need to overturn Maya's guilty verdict. Let me help you investigate! I want to assist you in any way I can. I appreciate it, Albie. But we're talking about murder. Yeah, but it's going to be hard for a foreigner to investigate this on his own. You have a point there. I wish you knew what to do. Isn't that your benevolence? Princess Raifa? Huh? Oh, it is you again. The dead lawyer walking, guilty of abetting a murder under the Defense Culpability Act. I see she hasn't lost any of her charm. Why the long face? I thought you'd be glad I was found guilty under the DC Act. I am in no mood to take joy in your suffering. For I was unable to defeat you and had to leave the job to others. No, I failed my sacred duty as the royal priestess. I guess that answers my question. I misunderstood the voice of the Intama yet again. This can't be. All I did was defend my client. I can't bear to see her looking so sad like this, though. Your benevolence. Your benevolence! Huh? Oh. Barbed head. I thought you had already begun your journey to the Twilight Realm. I'm not dead yet. I still have an investigation to do for tomorrow's trial. What's this? Do you mean to say You have not given up yet? That's right. I'm going to prove Maya's innocence tomorrow. So I'm going to prove Maya's innocence tomorrow. But why? Why do you refuse to give up? I cannot fathom such insanity. I'm pretty sure I got that wrong. Investigate all you want. I care not. You really don't mind? But aren't you worried that a lawyer backed into a corner by the DC Act might do something desperate, like forge evidence? What's this? If left unsupervised, I'll be free to do whatever I want, you know. Or want, sorry. Okay. I had to see if she's taking the bit. Yes, I see your point. Barbed head. Yes. I know what happened yesterday. You perpetrated some sort of fraud or utter mistake while I was not watching. Huh? That explains why I misunderstood the voice of the High Priest's soul. Yes, of course. That is the only explanation. I was just trying to cheer her up. Now she thinks even less of me. I must not allow you to sully your sacred halls of justice with your misdeeds ever again. Before today, I will be monitoring your every move once more. I will not fail to spot your misdeeds this time. The moment I see anything out of the ordinary, I will send you straight to the prison. And you, boy, do not throw your lot in with this foreign devil. But your benevolence. Okay, Albie. You don't need to worry about me. I'll be back before you know it. First, I should probably lighten my load a bit. Albie, would you mind holding on to some evidence for me? Of course not. I'm almost glad to have it. And then I evidence unloaded onto Albie. May the Holy Mother's blessing be upon you. Now then. The scene of the crime is a logical place to start. If I recall correctly, the body was found at the Plaza of Devotion. Let's talk to her then. This boy has grown far too close to you. He will require re-education if he persists in befriending lawyers. Re-education? What exactly does that entail? First, we must meditate upon leading Kira's for 48 hours in the prayer pose. How is that re-education? It sounds more like torture to me. Barbed head, you have an investigation to conduct, do you not? Get on with it. Yes, but it don't always have to be like this. What? Would you have preferred that tour guide boy you tag along instead? Huh? Oh, If it appeared that I have read your mind more accurately. The smell of hers is downright scurry. What did we like? Huh. We did line them quite a lot. Let's go. May 11th, Plaza of Devotion. Looks like the police already finished their investigation. I think someone would be killed here. A place devoid of prayer. Devoted to prayer. Body outline on horse? Did someone lead them here in memory of the deceased? And there's something different about the prayer flags today. As the High Priest's disciple, Acolyte Salaf was utterly devoid of his training. First the High Priest, and now his devoted disciple. My FA will pay for this. Okay. As I keep trying to tell you, Maya has nothing to do with any of this. I was just hearing my head. Okay. And you can prove this how? What do you think I'm doing here? Gathering dirt and dust for the trial? You and your smart mouth. This is precisely why you and your lordly ilk are so refiled. Hey, Mr. Wright! Emma! It's that detective from your country again. It's the princess! You seen this place I am here? Oh, no, don't be silly. Mr. Wright, I'm so sorry about what happened to Maya. It's not your fault, Emma. You were just doing your job. If I had just done mine. Mr. Wright, there's no use crying over spilt milk. Would you mind telling me what you know about the murder? It's do or die in court tomorrow. And I mean it that literally. Alright, I'll help in any way I can. Remember, I have my eyes on the both of you, so see to it that you commit no misdeeds. Of course not. You're talking to a professional here. See, how about starting with an overview of what happened? Sure. The victim is Perez a lot. He was the high priest's disciple. His body was discovered around noon today. Right after the rite wrap up. So during the high priest's murder. That's right. Apparently he had been here praying since the day before the rite even started. I'm talking serious devotion. Yeah, it barely lasted a few minutes. This is a picture of Mr. Salat's body. Oh, I already got the pun of his name, by the way. That dagger in his upper body looks like it would have been particularly painful. Is that a tattoo on the back of his neck? It's ship. Everyone started leaving when the prayer was finally done. But the victim ran bent over in prayer, and when they went over to check on him, they discovered he was dead, right? Crime photo of Salat added to the court record. Yes, the estimate time of death is May 9th, sometime between the start of the rite and the discovery of the high priest's body. In other words, we believe the crime took place during the purification rite. And the murder weapon was the same ceremonial dagger that killed the high priest. The prosecution believes Maya came down the stairs after killing the high priest. And then stabbed Mr. Salat with the same dagger. Circumstantial evidence does point to Maya, but what about the cause of death? He apparently died instantly from a dagger that was left thrust into his upper back. Here's the autopsy report. Blood's autopsy report. Cause of death was a spinal cord injury from being stabbed in the upper back by a bladed weapon. Estimate time of death, you say? How can you know such a thing? I want to know. Well, barbed head, out with it. Oh, so the princess of the Spirit Kingdom is interested in forensic science? I have no interest in science, forensic or otherwise. Nevertheless, I will someday be queen. As such, it would be wise to know what silly thing the common folk believe in. There's nothing silly about it. I'll have you know, even Prosecutor Shamandi holds forensics in that regard. Let's see! Perhaps I should not underestimate the power of science. Still, I suppose it is nothing much compared to the divination seance. It really doesn't have an adorable bone in her body. And, she's actually interested. Do you mind explaining it to her? I guess I have to now. Okay, there are many ways to estimate the time of death, but the most well-known method used is the change in body temperature. Interesting. Body temperature so it drops at a steady rate from the moment a person dies. That means we can tell how long someone's been dead by measuring their temperature. I see. That was quite enlightening. Alright, present your forehead now. What? Why? You feel just a little over 95 degrees. It seems you're not dead yet. Of course I'm not. It was but a jest. After all, you're still the dead lawyer walking. I feel to see humor in any of this. Were there any witnesses? With so many people here at the plaza, you'd think someone would have seen something. You'd think so, wouldn't you? But we haven't found a single witness. How is that even possible? Because everyone was bent over. Early the foot of the prayer, naturally. Oh right, the backstabbing pose that nearly killed me. Still, you'd think someone would have noticed something. I thought so too, but with the monk's scarf he had on, no one could see the dagger in his upper back. Plus, everyone was so absorbed in prayer they didn't see or hear anything. I can't believe this. What you choose to believe is your choice, but the fact remains there were no witnesses. However, there is one piece of irrefutable evidence: the dagger. Sadly, yes. Ugh. Did you tell me about the murder weapon? The killer used the Warbard dagger, the legendary weapon of Lady Hira. It was discovered in the victim's upper back. The accused's fingerprints were found on the dagger, were they not? Yeah, they were. Now I have the dagger out of the cold record. A dagger modeled after a warbard, said to have been used by Lady Hira. With such irrefutable evidence, there is no questioning the accused's guilt. Not so fast. What about a motive? Maya had no reason to kill Acolyte Salat. What do the police think of them about this matter? Maya had no reason to kill Acolyte Salat. What do you say? Well, that's tier 9 what the police think about the matter. The police believe Maya is the Hira figure who has been following the rebels. And since Mr. Salat was the disciple of the High Priest, he turned out to be a rebel. No, he too was likely a rebel, and therefore met the same untimely demise as his teacher. Yes, that is how the police currently view this crime. There's no way Maya is stabbed Lady Hira's vigilante. I agree on a personal level. The police are just going with what today's trial concluded. Yeah. I really blew in court today. Acolyte Salat was killed in a prayer pose. His head bent over like that. The last thing he must have saw must have been this rug. Is the prayer rug woven by devout monks? May the Holy Mother's blessing be upon his departed soul. It seems that there are no bloodstains, though. Perhaps it was so cold his blood froze. Or perhaps it was absorbed by his specimen. It is pretty cold. Yeah, the blood really did just freeze inside his body. So these flowers were left here in memory of Acolyte Salad? What are they called? They are known as Namanda, and they are given to express sorrow when a life is lost. It seems offering flowers in memory of the dead is a universal practice. Namanda flower, I don't know where I come. A flower around these used to pay tribute to the departed, express heartfelt sympathy. Albie said these are called prayer flags. And prayer flags written on them are carried throughout the kingdom by the wind. If I were to pray for something, it would be for me to get it would be for me to not get dragged into any more trouble than I already have been. I think I would witness a lawyer being allowed to pass through the sacred gate. Yeah, well, I wouldn't unless I had to. Who's such a brutal crime? What's this? Do you even know how many monks would give their lives to pass through that gate? Be thankful for the great honor you've been afforded. Yes, but your benevolence. These prayer flags look much nearer than the rest. Your benevolence, what does it say here? The dearest wishes of our subjects are written upon these prayer flags. Reading the prayers of others is considered rude. But if you must know, it says, at Jesus Sprach, bring grub, the key too. This is one of the more direct and practical prayers I've ever seen. I wonder if it's even a prayer. Brand new flag out of the liquor record. A brand new prayer flag found at the Plaza of Devotion. Had some rain on. Okay. That message on the prayer flag seems a little weird, but I think I've seen everything there is to see around here. You have not found or heard anything of particular worth? Are you ready to give up? No, I'm not calling it quits yet. Does it look like you have any hope of winning, Mr. Ryan? Emma, I can't really say at this point. All I know is I have to keep investigating. What are you two sneaks up to? I'm gonna advise you to get back to work if you are done here, detective. Otherwise, I will report you to Prosecutor Shamani for the dereliction of duty. I'm going! Well, see you later, Mr. Ryan. And good luck. I should really pay a visit to everyone and every place connected with this case. Shouldn't intersect them. Doesn't it? Hello? No point in being here now. High Priest House? May 11th High Priest House. So we got some. Hello? I'm sorry for bothering you, Ian, but... Oh, it's you. Barham! You're not contemplating casting suspicion upon Lady Believe, do you? She lost her beloved husband, and now acolytes a lot. Who was like a son to her. Of course I'm not. But since she was close to both victims, I want to hear what she has to say. Very well. And then there's the fact that Lady Kira didn't attack Miss Amy. That probably means she isn't a rebel. Sorry, is this about poor Pere? Well, I'm sorry. I don't think I can talk about that right now. But what about Maya? She's innocent. Maya? I heard she was found guilty. Where's my dear husband, Anai Pere? Miss Amy, you don't really believe that Maya is the killer, do you? I don't know. But that was the verdict. So what else can I believe? What am I to do? The verdict was already reached in your husband's case. But the truth of the matter is not yet to be found. How could you be so sure? Because I believe that Maya is innocent. That is all I have right now. My faith in her. So please, help me understand what happened. You're defending her based solely on faith? Even though you'll be punished for abetting the accused? That's right. Alright then. Your faith is me. I will tell you what I can. Are you sure about this, Liddy Believe? My lovely wife is also a devoted follower of Koreanism. As such, she is not one to make light of another's faith. But if I find that you've lied about your faith in Ma's innocence, I shall curse your entire family and all your disciples for the next 8 generations. Hey! Leave a feet up on a pole alone, buddy. Big whip. Oh, the high priest, his wife Aglaslat Amaya. Since Maya's in it, it must have been taken the day before the rite. Just Miss Amy about it. Finally post added to the core record. Maya and the high priest being taken during the feast of blessing on the day before the rite. I think that this would be their final family photo. That no good Malifay has some nerve. I mean, here she is posing with the 2 men whom she would soon kill. I beg to differ. I see this was proof that she didn't kill them. That smile of hers doesn't fool me. I sense a deep and abiding malice behind it. I'll prove my smile is the real deal. Bardhead! It appears you are quite fond of rummaging through the garbage. I just thought there might be some other important piece of evidence in here. Oh, is that right? Look, I'm not doing this for fun, really. It doesn't look like there's anything else of interest in there. Pictures of the Queen and her husband, just as Mr. Ryan. Yes, my mother and my father. What do you think? Do they not possess an awe-inspiring air? Oh, terrifying is more of the word I could use. Well, yes, they are very awe-inspiring. I think we're done, so I'll present the photo. Can I ask you about this photo? I was taken during the Feast of Blessings the day before the rite was held. Feast of Blessings? Would you mind telling me a little more about it? Okay. How did the Acolyte Salat end up living here as your husband's disciple? About 2 years ago, while my husband was was at a spiritual retreat in the mountains. He came across Pere collapsed on the ground. That's when he brought him here. You were always one to help those in need, weren't you, dear? And he's been living here ever since? About 2 years ago. That's about the same time I arrived at Koran. Yeah. He was born in a poor village and had nowhere to call home. My husband felt pity for the boy, so he took him in as his disciple. But not only as his disciple, he was like a member of our family too. I see. This is where Alkali Salat lived. There might be something I could learn about him around here. This photo was taken during the Feast of Blessings. The Feast of Blessings? Yes, it is forbidden to eat during the day of the rite. So the day before it performed, enjoy dishes full of gingerk. So I don't know how to fully pronounce that. A herb known to strengthen the body and mind. Yeah. You love the gingerk. Yes, dishes I made, didn't you, dear? I think I got there, but Gingerk. I heard you could go for 3 days without sleep after eating some. Yes, but many foreigners don't care for it because it's of a strong smell. Our cousins say that these can only be eaten the day before the purifying rite. And only between noon and 3 p.m. That's pretty specific. Is it because the smell is too strong? If I could guess, indeed. It is to ensure the smell is gone by the time Lady Kira is welcomed the next day. Wow, is it really that strong? I think that even before the murder, an overwhelming odor was all over town. It was like a cross between garlic and mint. After the Feast of Blessings, Ray went over to the plaza to begin his applications. I never thought that would be the last time I would see him. What was Maya doing at the time? Shortly after Pere left, she went to the temple to prepare for the rite. I don't know what she did after that. Oh, I have a statement. I think we're in this. Acolyte Lad went out to pray the afternoon before the rite. According to the newspaper. On the day before the rite, the plaza was so cold the whole place had ice over. Pere always prayed a lot, far more than anyone I had ever known. He was a devout young man whose faith was twice as strong as others. I don't know why, but that's kind of intimidating to me. Well, I made some progress by now. But I haven't come across any particular insightful information in here. You seem disappointed. Insane. Is there anything else you could tell me? Forgive me if I keep talking about those two any longer. Barthead! Yes, I understand. Thank you for your help. I'm sorry to have troubled you. We have paid a visit to all of the people and places connected with this case. I think it is about time you prepared yourself for the inevitable, don't you? You get to talk to Maya. Man, I'm the tension there. Maya sure looks tired. I'm so sorry, Maya. be able to defend you during that trial earlier today. I'm sorry too, Nick. I'm never meant to get caught up in this whole mess. Even worse, I got you caught up in it too. And you were convicted under that stupid law. Nick, you should really withdraw from this case. Maybe don't even commute your sentence if you do. I could never abandon you like that. You might not believe me, but I'm going to pull off a win somehow. It's not like I don't believe you. It's just... Don't worry. Maybe this extra day in court is a blessing from the Holy Mother. Let's use it to our advantage. We'll turn this trial inside out and upside down. You'll see. Okay. You're awfully quiet, Your Benevolence. It is only a matter of time until your executions are carried out. I simply thought I will allow you to a good talk before you depart from this world. Sorry, but we're not giving up yet. We won't until the bitter end. There's no need to put on a brave face. Your face was sealed from with today's verdict. Warn out of my affair. The Twilight realm will cleanse that taint from the Neville rights practitioner's soul. Then perhaps the Holy Mother may finally forgive her. Wait. Is that her attempt at comforting me? I mean, she's probably the youngest one in this, so what, she's what? 14? Yeah, she's quite young. Not defending her, just some of them know. And considering she's high she was raised, you know. Barhead, further resistance shall come to naught. Stop your desperate struggle. Accept the judgment that has been passed upon you. Geology doesn't know me very well. Then perhaps your sentence will be commute. And hold it right there, Your Benevolence. Why do you always have to be like that? Maya, what are you? What is the matter? I was simply showing some mercy upon your soul. Nick here is risking his life to defend me. And that is why I told you... Sorry, it will come to... No, it won't! Nick is just doing what lawyers are supposed to do. He's defending his clients no matter what. Enough! There is no place for lawyers in the Hall of Justice. Where we have the definition sounds. But your insight was wrong! Yeah. Maya did not pull any punches there. Oh boy. That's gotta hurt. Don't you get it? Errors are bound to happen if your insights are accepted without question. I ask you, Royal Priestess, what is your true duty? To the victim's souls or the Holy Mother herself, which you judge people in error? Oh, you dare bring her holiness name into this? You know nothing, you phony baloney! And there's a little kid joining his face again. Please, you two, enough already. Sorry, Nick. I got a little carried away. That's not really like me, huh? No. I should be thanking you, Maya. It's good to have you in my corner. I dare you mock me so. You will not get away with this. I was a fool to show you compassion, and to think I could convince you to accept your fate. So struggle all you want in the Hall of Justice tomorrow. You will receive your just deserts, as the scorn of our kingdom is heaped upon you. You can see straight through that contour. It's smell on your face, you know. You may say these terrible things. It's just the way she was raised, I guess. Try to remember what happened one more time. I've been trying as hard as I can, and I can't remember anything from the middle of the right onwards. Right. I suddenly felt sleepy, and everything after that stopped playing. And so I didn't call anyone. I'm not the one going around dressed like Lady Hira. Although it's kind of cool to think there's a mysterious female vigilante out there. Right. We close the acolytes a lot. We met several times during the meetings about the rite. I didn't know him very well. He seemed pretty quiet. Did you eat together the day before the rite? Yeah. He had this one super stinky dish. It was actually really good. I wasn't sure I liked it, but it was love at first bite. Like, you know the salty noodles at Alden's Noodles? It's like if you add a garlic and herbs to that, and let it simmer for a really long time. It was more like a hot pot than ramen to me at that point. I miss ramen too. A little bit acolyte salad. What was acolyte salad like while you were eating? He seemed to be enjoying the food. But as soon as we were done, he left to go pray. What did you do? Oh, I returned to the temple to prepare for the rite. That coincides with Mr. Enemy's description of offense. Any idea who might be pretending to be Lady Hira? When the rite started, it was just me and the bottom of me. The sound suspicion showed a third figure who looked like Lady Hira. No. Lady Hira, I wish I could have seen her in the flesh. Yeah. Let's stay focused on the kiss, shall we? It was supposed to have been impossible for a party to enter the inner sanctum. Ah! What if she came from the sky? You know, like that bushy bearded paratrooper. That mountain would have been too much for Lady Hira's rings. That's from the Plume Punisher TV show, right? How'd you know? Because the real Lady Hira doesn't have wings. Oh, I got it this time. There must have been a secret room with a secret door at the inner sanctum. Did you know? No, there are 88 secret Plume Punisher bases here in Karayan? Can you please stop talking about the Plume Punisher for a sec, Maya? Also, I think I misread that. I guess so. Bitter Real is much harder than it looks. Well, I should get going now. Sorry I wasn't any help. Don't worry, I've got this. We'll be in charge. We'll beat the charges tomorrow and be on the first plane back home before you know it. Then we'll go grab dinner at Eldon's. Or your favorite burger joint. Your pick. I can't do the meme at this point. Apollo's not here. Sounds good. I think I'll get the extra large hamburger steak topping on my salty bowl. Best of both worlds. You can have whatever you like. First, I have to beat the charges. I almost forgot. What is it? I have a favor to ask. Okay, but why are we whispering? I forgot I left something at the High Priestess' house. It's super important. Do you mind getting that and holding on to it for me? Sure. What's the super important thing? In my bag, you'll find a folding book. It's only given to the priestess who performs the rite. Called the Tome of Secrets. It does sound important. How could you leave something like that just lying around? That explains all the whispering. I'll find out. Oh, hell, heck would break loose. Just me, all hell. Look, it's got Leader Kira's real name written on it. And so... Oops! Don't tell anyone I told you that. In fact, just because I said anything else. It's supposed to be a secret. The Tome of Secrets contains secrets. Imagine that. What are you two whispering about? Oh, nothing. It's just she forgot something. So I told her I'd go get it. You're up to something. I just know it. Thanks, Nick. I'm counting on you. Back to the house. Melam High Priest's house. Hello? Anybody home? No answer. Miss Emmy's probably out right now. Well, I'll just get what I came for. I am watching you like a war barpad. You better not steal anything. I would never do something like that. I'm just here to get what Maya asked for. Then get on with it. I would if you stopped interrupting me. Ah, here's Maya's bag. What is that strange patch on her bag? It's the Steel Samurai. He's the hero of an action hero show back in my country. It's actually Maya's favorite show. She's got all sorts of merchandise related to it. I see. He looks strikingly similar to the plumed Punisher. They are similar, but... Steel Samurai definitely came first. I see. How interesting. This seems generally intrigued. There must be a common thread between Plume Punisher and Steel Samurai fans. Come to think of it, didn't Maya mention something about trading with a Plume Punisher fan? But I digress. I better find what she asked me to look for and get going. Let's see here. This must be the Tome of Secrets that Maya was writing about. From Secrets out of the Core Record, a tome given only to one who will play the role of Lady Kira in the Purification Rite. Well, Bardhead, are you finished now? Hold on a second. The strings around it is coming undone. Whoops! Oh! Ah! You fool! Do not lay eyes on it! Put it away! Quickly! Before we go blind! Relax. My hand just slipped. This is the Tome of Secrets. Are you trying to get us cursed? Lady Kira is liable to swoop down and gorge our eyes out. Oh, right. This book is really Lady Kira, isn't it? Your benevolence, would you mind if I ask you some questions? This is not something I would normally speak about to an outsider such as you. Well, can't you make an exception? If you insist. Nala? What is this folding? What of this folding? Yes, I see. This very important tome is bestowed upon the priestess in the Purification Rite. Very important? What's written inside? Yes, I see. Really? Is it alright to reveal that? Your benevolence? Patience! The book contains Lady Kira's true name. Her true name? Is a name really that important of a secret? To a Koreanese priestess, a person's name is one of the most important things to know. What's so important about a name? About a name, a priestess' voice will fall to reach a person's mitama. So will fail to reach a person's mitama. Sorry. It's much like trying to send a letter without the recipient's address. A spirit can only be identified once you know the deceased's face and name. Oh, I get it. It's like when you see someone in a crowd you recognize, but you don't know their name. It makes it impossible to get their attention. Indeed. You must know a spirit's face and true. Face and true name before you can commute with it. It is sustained for Cryonism's most secret art. One that my mother alone may use. The Queen has a secret art? It is something a foreigner such as you could never hope to guess. Cryonism. Spirit channeling is a secret art that can only be performed by the Queen. No one else is supposed to be able to do it. I should pretend this is all new to me. Besides, I get the feeling she secretly really wants to tell me about it. All about it. Could you tell me about the secret art of the Queen you spoke of? Come again? Oh, sorry. Maybe we shouldn't talk about this. It is a secret after all, right? It is the secret art of spirit channeling. But I suppose those words are meaningless to you. I'm just surprised how willing you are to tell me about it. A thoroughbred lawyer could not channel spirits simply by learning of the technique. Oh, Rita's a bit harsh. Believe myself for a second. What is it? You have the look of a tentacle hag frog upon your face. The heck is a tentacle hag frog? Spirit channeling. That's where a medium lets a spirit possess her body to return to our world, right? Well, now, I see you have done your homework. Oh, I guess I studied a bit. The power of spirit channeling, one can bring back even the most ancient of spirits. It is quite a magnificent power, is it not? I've never seen her eyes light up like this before. I imagine they're pretty shocked when they come back from ancient times. Indeed, a spirit's memory is cut off at the moment of death. Even a spirit that is brought back after centuries doesn't sense any gap in time between the moment of its death and the moment it is channeled. Yes, and yet it clearly recalls all of the memories it had in life. Thus, even heroes and scholars of antiquity can be channeled and directly learned from. Our Queen has also used this power to help the rulers of neighboring lands seek counsel. That is why we have never been defeated, and how we have maintained our unique culture. So, spirit channeling is a really effective tool for international politics. It is indeed. And that is why only those with the power to channel spirits may rule our kingdom. But of late, there has been an endless influx of illegal immigrants from neighboring lands. Fools come seeking the same great power as my mother. Illegal immigrants? Yes, it is becoming quite a problem. Some have lost their way in life and look to Koreanism for their salvation. Among them are also those of dubious nature who have been driven from their own land. Dubious nature? Driven from their own land? Gaspin Pain definitely fits that bill. Sure weren't treating him like a legal alien. Sorry. Can you channel spiritual benevolence? I am but a royal priestess. There is still much I must learn. As of now, the divination stance takes me to the very limit of my ability, where his spiritual power doesn't measure up to Maya's. You were just mocking me in your mind, weren't you? Don't be ridiculous. It is written all over your fist, you impudent nincompoop. The divination stance was one of the important rules fulfilled by the Queen. That's what my mother taught me when I was little. The Queen could perform the dance of devotion. That'll be a sight to see. Someday I will be a powerful priestess and queen, just like my mother. And the divination seance is a vital part of my training to prepare me for that day. Forgive my ignorance, your benevolence. You shall see. It will not be long before I, too, master the secret art of spirit channeling. I will be a magnificent queen who unites her people under the greater good of Korean. Ah, I see. Spirit channeling is something she can really aspires to. I'm going to ace this test and become the next master. Bro, I can't let my clan and the other villagers down. It's like she's actually... It looks like she actually has something in common with Maya. Are you quite through now? There are more important things to do than to stand here and talk about spirit channeling. That's true. Doesn't have anything to do with this case, as far as I can tell. Or does it? If the queen is a spirit medium, are you about to suggest that my mother... That my mother was channeling Lady Kira? I guess you saw for that one coming. Lawyers are indeed a witless breed. On the day of the rite, my mother was engaged in other duties at the palace. Of course. My mother is a very busy woman, and the idea itself is preposterous. Do you truly believe the Queen of Korean would personally battle the insurgents? This is precisely what makes you... Bird. Another dead end. This is bad. Anyway, I need to continue looking for leads, so... Over there! After him! Don't let him escape! What is all that racket? What? That escaped prisoner has surfaced here in the town? Escaped prisoner? You mean that guy with the bushy beard? There is no reason to panic. The police are on his trail. He's no longer a suspect. He might know something, considering he was at the scene of the crime. Let's go take a look. Wait! May 11 Quran Bazaar. Oh, my aching back! Forgot I badly injured it. Ow, ow, ow. I need to do some stretching and exercise more when I get back home. Ah, Mr. Wright! Hey, Emily. That's a rebel. Have you seen him? Ow, ow, ow! Are you alright, sir? 1 second. Have you seen that escaped prisoner around here? Oh, so that's why all those police came rushing over here. I heard them saying something about an escaped prisoner disappearing in this area. He disappeared in this area? He couldn't have taken to the air again, could he? Hardhead. I told you to wait! It's too dangerous for you around here, your benevolence. Mr. Rebel could be lurking nearby. What sort of a princess would I be if all it took was an escaped prisoner to frighten me? He's fearless. I'll give her that. I can't be responsible if something happens to you. As long as I'm here, though, I might as well search the area myself. Ever escaped prisoner? Where would I hide? Oh. Hey, Albie, what's that cow like animal? It's a yak! They carry heavy loads to provide milk. They're indispensable partners in our daily lives. Interesting. Hey, they're kind of cute up close. Oh, and they're also prized for their meat. No, the meat you enjoyed so much last night? Enjoyed so much last night? Oh! Partner must mean something else here. This is a really popular bun shop here in Korean. Oh, they even sell macadamins. Let's see. 1 macadam, 15 damas? Wait a second. Albie, aren't you selling for 20 diamonds a piece? The extra 5 diamonds is a service fee. Yo. Hey, sorry. He's quite the shrewd businessman. Get the Temporan Temple. At the top of those stairs is my home away from home. Just looking at them it's making my back ache. Allow me to explain. This bird is known as a warbark. It's only found here in Korean. Oh right, the bird Lady Hira based herself on. It's a really beautiful bird. Birds must love it. They usually do. There's just one thing about it. It's kind of... There's one thing about it that's kind of hit or miss. It unusually drives children in tears. It can even make some adults collapse in fear. Maybe she keeps such a fearsome creature in a less crowded area. I can't read the sign, but it looks like it's a souvenir shop. Too bad I don't have time to do some shopping right now. I'll have to stop by here before I go back home. I'm sure everyone's suspecting something. Especially Trucy. That manhole cover. It's open. Whoa! What is it, Shaldu? Did he sniff out someone or something in the manhole? I wonder. Did Shadow track out Mr. Abos? He had something on him? Something with a rebel scent on it? I don't know. I feel like I've got something with a rebel scent on it. Maybe he might have touched. Look at all these festivals. Let's see. There's Gampan, Koro, and Sabas. And they're all freshly picked this morning. I've never heard of any of them. Maybe I'll buy some and see what they taste like. You want some too, Albie? My treat. Really? Thank you, sir. I'll take some of these and this and oh, this too. Albie? That's quite a lot you've got there already, don't you think? This is burning the first side dish. I hope I brought enough money. Do we have some? We do. Try this. Here, Shadow. How about this? It works. I think he picked up a scent. You mind if I borrow Shadow for a bit? By all means. I had no idea you could do this. Yeah, go get him, boy. With benevolence, I'm heading down the manhole now. It'll be dangerous, so please wait here. Wait! Don't worry, I won't commit any of those misdeeds you're so worried about. That is not what I fear. There are many vicious insurgents lurking down there. Or there may be. There may be a vicious insurgent that... Oh, are you worried about me? No, I was simply wondering why you would go to such lengths in your investigation. After all, if you would simply withdraw from this case, they might commute your sentence. I'm doing this to prove Maya's innocent. But how can you be so sure of the accuser's innocence? She has already been found guilty. Don't worry, maybe this extra day in court is a blessing from the Holy Mother. Let's use to her advantage. We'll turn this trial upside down, inside out. You'll see. Okay. I believe in her. She says she's innocent, and that means she's innocent. Lawyers must trust in their clients to the bitter end. That's just what we do. You, lame brain, do what you will. Well, I'm going in. Let's go, Shadow. Be careful. Wait, Come back here. It's pitch black down here. Can't see a thing. Whack. Arr! Oh, ow, ow, ow. What happened? Went down to the manhole and... Oh, you finally came too? Ah! I don't remember that face anymore. And that dragon symbol on his armband. That's the mark of the rebels. There could be no mistake. It's him. That's a rebel. Thanks! Sorry, I got a little fun with you back there. Thought you were a cop. Why are you making that face? Hey, want an apple? Whew. I thought it was gonna kill me. I'll pass on the apple, but thanks. I don't mind a good apple, but not right now. What is this place? This is the office of my brother-in-arms, the Rook. Right now, we're using it as a rebel safe house. Wait, back up a sec. What kind of office is this exactly? A law office! What else? Really? The Rook used to be a lawyer? Yep, just like you. Raiden's public enemy #1 is an ex-lawyer? Didn't see that coming. But I don't suppose I'll be coming around here anymore. You won't? Are you planning to flee or something? It's just, I want to get out of the rebel business. Tired of being hounded by the cops and all that. So I came by today to pick up the loss of my stuff. Really? I'm gonna sell the Rook's info to the Ministry of Justice, then slip out of Korean. Wait a second! You're a key person of interest in this case. You can't go run off like that. Relax, will ya? I'll tell you whatever you need to know. Oh, sorry about punching your lights out back there. My bad. So, Mr. Lawyer, what do you want to know? Tell me about the murder of the High Priest's trust in me. Sounds like Parae's a lot. Sure, I'll tell you whatever I can. Don't know if it'll be much help, though. I mean, I'm not a rebel anymore, so... I wonder how true that really is. You have things to examine. There's a bowl and platter. There's a food here. Still warm. As if this was all recently prepared. You must have a pretty big appetite, Mr. Rebel. Guys as big and strong as me. Got even bigger appetites, you know? Did you just fled from the police? I don't know how you could eat this much after all that excitement. Sorry if I offended you. First, let's start with an appetizer. Where is he getting all these apples from? Wanna join me, Mr. Lawyer? Got plenty of cereals too. Thanks. Alright, Ed. There's a ladder leaning on the ground. He must have brought me in through here. There's no reason for me to leave just yet. I should see what Mr. Rebel has to say. This looks like a photo of the Rook and his compatriots. Alright, and here's one that looks really old. Wow, this is taken about 20 years ago. Those are the Rook's sons. Those are the Rook's sons. Really? This is the rebel, the Rook in the center? Doesn't look so evil. And both of his sons look kind of familiar. The one on the left is Judy. Oh, but you know it's Prosecutor Shamandi. Prosecutor Shamandi is the Rook's son? There he is! Yuji was once a rebel too! He used to really respect his old man. Both as a father and as a lawyer. And why did he become a prosecutor? Being a lawyer in this kingdom is the same as signing your own death warrant. On account of the Defense Culpability Act, right? Yeah! And that's why you decide to be a prosecutor instead. He wanted to spark a revolution from the inside. We dove right into the enemy's den. I would never have guessed it. Looking at him now. You can say that again. The Rook is following the change Korean's legal system. The will of the dragon spurred him on. Sorry. We thought he was taking up the mantle to carry on that well too. We were sure he helped overthrow Koran once today, but as you see, he now uses the law to do your bidding. The Rook's been beside himself. He no longer carries the will of the dragon in him, huh? I wonder what happened between father and son for it to come to this. What about the other child in the photo? That's the Rook's adopted son. He's gone back overseas. His name's Apollo. Apollo? Wait a second. That bracelet. It really is Apollo! He was a rascal, that one. And his voice could shake the entire room. I imagine he's out there racing high hell somewhere. Yes, I'm sure he's doing just fine. Considering how far he's come, Mr. Rebel description really doesn't do Apollo justice. I see what they freaking did there. Apollo! I've been watching you grown over these past 2 years. That's why I know you're ready. I know I can leave Trucy in the office to you. I believe in you, Apollo. Thank you! I'll be fine! Everything will be fine! He's a responsible young man now. He never lost that loud voice, though. Incense and white flowers. These flowers are so fresh. They must have been put here maybe today or yesterday. Did you put these here, Mr. Arable? Something wrong with flowers? Oh, no! It's just a tradition here in Korean. Pay no mind. There's a knife driven deep into a photo of the queen. I guess it was really hit her. I better remember to stay on the good side. You guys get electricity? Yeah, but the power goes out occasionally. It's pretty inconvenient. You're telling me. Sometimes it goes out for an entire day. What about the stuff in the refrigerator? Why don't you go see for yourself? Because I asked. I'm afraid of what I may find. What's this thing with the dragon on it? What kind of sign? Yep. That was his business sign back when this was the Rook's office. He used to be a lawyer, right? It was. But it was really a really long time ago. This place has seen better days, that's for sure. Well, I hope he can put his sign back up someday. I would know my breath. Is that code yours, Mr. Rebel? Nah, it belongs to the Rebels leader, Rick. It's pretty impressive. I like the color too. Wanna try it on? Really? You're sure it's okay? Of course! It would look great on ya. Oh then, don't mind if I do. Arrgh! It smells all moldy! I can't believe it fell for it! That thing's been hanging there forever. Note to self, don't trust this guy ever again. Is this a logbook? A dragon mark's been branded into the cover. That's the Rook's logbook. Really? The leader of the rebels? That the Rook? That's right. On the mark, the dragon is the emblem of the rebellion. The pages on this one's section are really dirty. Must be the section on the Defense Culpability Act. We got the logbook. He must have done a ton of research on the Defense Culpability Act. He practically wrote the entire section. I think we're done it. Oh, there's one. What are those hanging here? What are these hanging here? Lizards? So, they're pretty big. Those sewer lizards. We call them that because they live in the sewer. They grow bigger than your average lizard, which makes them fighting. Wait, you eat those? That's what you do with them. Here, try one. Pass. I'll definitely pass. You're missing out on a fire treat, my man. Am I? I think I'll live without it. We'll just move on. Tell me everything you know about the High Priest's murder. Well, as you know, I don't remember much about that. I banged my head on a rock as soon as I parachuted into the inner sanctum. When I told you I had nothing to do with the murder, if it's murder, I meant it, son. Okay then, where were you when you came to after banging your head? Oh yeah, no spawning. By the time I came to, it was already done. It must have been a cold the whole time. So you didn't see the crime happen at all? You got that right. Why didn't you say you did when you testified? Okay. Oh, about that. Since I didn't remember a thing. Yeah, like I said, I don't want to spoil the next few cases. I was afraid I seemed suspicious, so I came up with that whole story. Do you realize how much trouble his big fat lie has caused me? Sorry for the trouble. It was definitely my bad. Doesn't seem very sorry to me. So the bottom line is you were at the scene of the crime, but weren't involved in it. Got it. So the Rook used to be a lawyer? Yep. It was a force to be reckoned with back in the day when he was still practicing. He was a juggernaut of the law, and as many as a dragon. Okay. You can strike terror into a prosecutor's heart just by glaring at him. Okay. People call him the Dragon's Glare. The Dragon's Glare, sorry. Even got criminals confess and pass out with a well-placed glare. Okay. Got to be kidding me. The most important of all, he would never surrender. He'd fight for the accused no matter how the odds were stacked against him. Is that what you mean by the will of the dragon? Yep, that would be it. Actually, your work in court yesterday was mighty impressive too. You didn't give up, no matter how hard of a beating you took. I don't like the Rook, I might add. Oh, thanks. And a big part of that beating I took was because of you. Well, I gotta start packing. Who knows when they might catch up if I don't scram soon. Please wait, I still need to ask you something. Go ahead, shoot. What are you rebels trying to do? And why were you at the inner sanctum in the first place? Well, why were you at the inner sanctum on the day of the murder? Or more precisely, what are you trying to do there? I was trying to escape from prison, that's all. But that high priest was a fool for getting taken in by the Rook. You should have tried hiding a little crying like I'm doing. Of course. Alright, Cyclops. These are rebels hiding something. I won't know exactly until I can undo the locks. What exactly are you trying to hide, Mr. Rebel? I'm not hiding anything. No way, no hide. I'll just have to use my Nakatama on them. There's no punishment this time around, so I'm free to do this right now. That's his plan. I'm going to ask you again. Why were you at the inner sanctum on the day of the murder? Or more precisely, what were you trying to do there? You can keep asking, but the answer is still the same. I was trying to escape from prison, that's all. But that high priest was a fool. He fell for Drake line and sold his own country. Yeah. How can you say such things about him? He helped you escape, didn't he? Didn't you even care about what happened to him? Nope, I was getting out of the rebellion anyway. He should have opened his eyes. We never stood a chance against the Garam routine. Hang on. Do you actually believe what you're saying? Didn't the High Priest's death really hurt you on the inside? Like I just said, I couldn't care less about the whole thing. I beg to differ. This wouldn't be here in this room if you didn't feel a thing.
Take that!
Stop doing anything. Oh, I was like, you there. Ark. Does it feel so much worse when it's him who's pointing out my failures? But I couldn't care less about the High Priest. Really? Oh, right. Wait, didn't I? Oh, we got something. We got it all.
Take that!
We missed something. Oh crap! Though I'm figuring there was something else we picked up. I saw there was something here that I overlooked.
Take that!
These flowers are here too. I've heard these flowers are offering in memory of the dead here in Korean. The High Priest's death hit you hard, so you've been grieving here alone, haven't you? Well... Eho! Those flowers don't mean anything. It's just a Koreanese way of saying goodbye. Why hide the fact that you're mourning his death? You're reading into this too much, I told ya. I'm done with the rebellion. I haven't even heard from the Rook or the rest of them for a few days. And tomorrow, I'm planning on kiss this kingdom and goodbye. No, I know you've been in contact with the other rebels lately. And how exactly do you plan on proving that? This piece of evidence ties you to the other rebels.
Take that!
I found this prayer flag at the Plaza of Devotion. You wrote a message on it and left behind for your fellow rebels, didn't you? I brought this food you at your request. So you're lying about leaving the rebels. You're still in fault with the Rook and the rest of them, aren't you? Grr! Are you ready to tell me the truth now? Oh, you're a grievance lawyer, man. I admit it. I requested that grub. I was just taking advantage of him, that's all. What do you mean? My face sponsored all over the place. I couldn't stay in the open anymore. I just took advantage of my former comrades for some grub and a place to hide. I'm gonna kiss this kid goodbye tomorrow. I'm not buying it. You're obviously lying. I can tell just by looking at you. The white-hot flames of revolution definitely still burn on inside you. Oh what? That's ridiculous. Those flames burned out a long time ago. This proves that the flames of revolution still burnt inside you. Brooks Lubbock? I'm no lawyer, so what's that got to do with me? Look at the mark branded over the cover. This mark stands for an unwavering commitment to the revolution. It is the Rook's waiver for saying the will of the dragon. Yeah, so what of it? You have the same mark of the scar tied around your left arm. But you wouldn't be wearing that if you were no longer a rebel. I forgot to take off, that's all. No, as one man, that should have been the first thing you took off. The fact that you haven't been and hidden that mark yet. Proves you're still a rebel. Oh, whoa! Take what you want, but you don't want it. Nothing about me. No, you're wrong. You wear your heart and your beliefs right on your sleeves, just like me. And this is what I believe in.
Take that!
When a person's back is against the wall, they always fall back on what they believe in. Just as I always have my badge, you always have the will of the dragon with you. And you, when would you risk your life for your beliefs? No, I wouldn't. No? No, because I wouldn't be much use to my clients dead. And I admit it. You've never once fallen by leaving the Defiant Dragons, have you? That look in your eyes. It's just like the Rook's. Looks like you've got the will of the dragon inside of you, too. No! I picked the wrong one! I thought it put me at Mr. Rebel's plan! I had planned to take you out if it turned out to be on the side of the Royals. But I think I can trust you. I can't believe I was that close to getting shanked here. It's like you said, I have no intention of leading the Rook's group. In other words, you were testing me. If you're a foreigner, a lawyer who's been charged with abetting the criminal to boot. And I've seen a fair share of lawyers get pardoned after weeping at the feet of the Queen. Well, I'm going to keep fighting till the end. Yeah, I can see that now. Sorry I ever doubted you. But what are you doing here anyway? I came to get the secret hideout key from a helper. Secret hideout? Yep. I was supposed to get my next order from the Rook there. But the town swarmed with cops thanks to the murder. Nothing to know about that. What about the order the Rook was supposed to give you? Gonna have to abort that mission. I am just letting you know, waiting for a chance to make contact with the Rook again. Hey, why the long face? I thought you'd be able to tell me something about the High Priest's murder. Sorry to disappoint you. Oh, I know. Let me make it up to you with this. What is it? This orb is actually a key. It opens the door to one of our secret hideouts. I can't say any more than that, anyway. I hope it helps. This orb is a key? Yep! Plus the hideout's in a totally unexpected location. And being that it's super secret, you couldn't just have any ordinary key. I see. The golden orb added to the record. Orb entrusted me by Mr. R. Rebel. It seems to be the key to the Rebel's hut. Maybe this will help me unravel the truth behind this case. Thanks. Don't mention it. Besides, you're a fellow brother in arms, fighting the powers that be. If I'll help you, feel free to prick my brain a bit more. Everyone's been talking about the return of Lady Kira lately. Well, my friend Maya is suspected of being the rebel hunter disguised as Lady Kira. You wouldn't happen to know who she really is, though, would you? Beats me, whoever she is. She's buck-whacked me and hauled me off to jail. And worse, on top of attacking us and delivering us to the cops, she's been watching us like a hawk and freeing us for different crimes. Watching you like a hawk? Framing you for crimes? How would anyone go to all that trouble? Arcanus likes to pretend that its people are free to think what they want. Because of that, the authorities can't arrest you for just sympathizing with the rebels. But they resort to freeing people for things they didn't do. Then that Lady Kira figure is... Yep. She's just some expedite working for the Garam region. Wow. Even fight the DC Act. The Rook and his concerned scums, but these days are numbered. What's that supposed to mean? Let's just say, I got a little trick up my sleeve. So I watch it if I were you. But you got a defiant attitude. Like one of them dragon dupes. So he was talking about Lady Kira then. Advanced combat skills, detailed surveillance, and clever setups. He's an amateur if you ask me. You're saying the monarchy is using Lady Kira to secretly take out the rebels? Exactly. The Grand Machine is using her to control the people, even down to what we think. Why don't the people protest if the monarchy is doing things like that? Unfortunately, we don't have any conclusive evidence. Having found that, we can't prove anything. I know the feeling. Bring this up in court, they'll probably dismiss it out of hand. I have to unmask Lady Kira if I want to get anywhere. Alright. Our goal? To get rid of that evil, no good Defense Capability Act. I can tell just by looking at the Rook's lawbook. Alright. The DC Act has turned this kingdom into a corrupt cesspool, where false charges are overlooked and prosecutors are the only ones heard in court. It's been 23 years since it was first enacted. What happened 23 years ago to make them pass such a terrible law? The assassination of Queen Amara. That's where it all began. It happened before I'm seen born, but Queen Amara, the previous queen, was assassinated. And it was the rebel leader, the Rook, who did it. Brooks assassinated the former queen, didn't he? That's the official line, but... The official line? Those charges were completely trumped up. The Rook was famed, I'm telling you. Was? Plus, the Rook was a lawyer. Once the people thought a lawyer had killed the queen, they turned against all lawyers. And that's how the DC Act was first passed. And that's why there aren't any lawyers left in Korean. Even worse, it changed the significance of the divination sounds. Significance of the divination sounds? Divination sounds? Right. They were holding these sounds in court, even before the DC Act. You bet they were! Lawyers and prosecutors used to contest the insights that came out of the seance. You mean like what I've been doing? Right! It's like the Rook used to say. Royal Priestess insights are just another piece of evidence. Right. I see what you mean about the significance of the divination seance changing. Yep, the insight become the only truth. If an art used against them were banned. As Royal Priestess, it is my duty to reveal the truth through the divination seance. This time, I will prove that this insight I gleaned are the very truth itself. Prepare yourself, for this shall be your last trial, and your last rites. Tomorrow shall end with you under the headsman's axe. From what I've seen, River would agree with that. This kingdom's a shadow of its former self. It's become a dictatorship where the royals use the fear of charges to rule. Use the fear of charges. Sorry. And that's what the Rook's been rebelling against. Yep. And we all want to live in a kingdom with a fair and impartial legal system. And there's only one way to make that come true. Overthrow the current regime. So that's the truth behind the rebels. Well, PW, my friend, it's about time for me to get going. After all, I am the fangs of the Defiant Dragon. That's the rebel! You're not going to do that alley-oop thing again, are you? I was just getting to that. See you when I see ya. Alley-oop! Why does he have to jump like that before running off? Well, I guess we're friends now. But enough about that, before I spend way too much time here. May 11th, Quran Bazaar. Whew, I finally got out of there. Mr. Wright! I'm so glad you're okay. I'm so worried about you. Shadow, what happened to him anyway? He came out of the manhole about 5 minutes after you went in. Sorry it wasn't much help. Well, did you find anything of worth? Oh, I tripped and fell down there. I must have been out cold for a while. I have things to myself for now. I figured as much. I have to find that secret hideout Mr. Rebel was talking about. I should probably start with places that have something to do with the High Priest. Given that there's only one place we can think of. May 11th, Inner Sanctum. Barbhead, you've already searched here, did you not? Oh, I just thought I'd look around again. You know, in case I missed something. I probably shouldn't tell her I'm looking for the secret rebel hideout. We have a saying back home. Leave no stone unturned. Huh? Oh, yes. You cannot stump me. I know that one. Actually, I don't have a clue. It's written all over your face. The statue of bird. Guess I can take a closer look at. Hey, this eye is missing. What are you doing? You must not touch that for no reason. Sorry. Ship. I wonder.
Take that!
I knew it. What? She must be a loss for words. That doesn't happen too often. What is this place? Explain yourself at once, Barbed Head. I don't think she's ready for the full story. I don't really know much myself, but it seems to be a secret rebel hideout. I'm shocked there's a secret door here. I imagine that goes double for Rafa. A rebel's hideout in the Inner Sanctum? Somebody will pay for this. But for now, I think I'll have a look around. Wait, you must not enter before the police. Don't worry, I won't disrupt anything. Or at least I'll try not to. Besides, if you're watching over me, it should be fine, right? And, you see... Fine, just please stop pleading your case. I can only stand so much lorry dribble. But I will be presenting all information gleaned from your efforts here to the police. Of course. Now, shall we? I will go no further. Oh, right. You're not supposed to come in contact with the taint of Lady Kira's bottles. Very good, Barbed Head. I commend you for remembering. Oh, well, thank you. Wait, why am I thanking her? I may not be able to enter, but I will allow no misdeeds on your part. I will be watching you like a war bard from the entrance here. I told you I'm not going to do anything. Better hurry before she changes her mind. Alright, May 11th, Secret Hideout. I believe this is to be a sacred space that enshrines the source of the spring water. That makes sense. Okay. The rebels must have converted it into a secret hideout. Okay. But what about that war bar revolving door? I wonder if that too was originally intended to hide and protect the sacred space. To think those filthy rebels were scheming their schemes in this most sacred space. It is That's a creation of Karanism. That's a creation of upon Karanism himself. The defiant dragon shall pay for this. I suppose it's only not girl that she'd be upset. The investigation must go on. I think I'll start by taking a picture of this place. Yeah, I brought a camera to snap some souvenir shots. Stop that! You must not take photos here without permission. If it's really fired up, she's sticking her head in as far as it will go. I guess she won't be teen as long as she doesn't touch anything. He and I have the photo. I have to search every nook and cranny. Arpad, just because it is hard for me to see your every move, do not use that as an excuse to touch and break things. I heard you the first time. Yeesh. This is the worst. Here's as applies the intersecting spring. It flows through the channel built into the floor before heading inside. Lady Kira uses a sacred wire to wash the taint of battle from her body. It's also not red like the water in the spring. Looks like an order from the Rook. What's this? Let me see that. I thought you're not supposed to touch anything in here. This is an exception. Now hand it over. Let's see here. Oh, Holy Mother. What does it say? It is an order intended for that rebel man Dots. It reads, after the rite, infiltrate the palace under the guise of returning Lady Kira's costume. And search for clues about that incident from 23 years ago. The Rook. 23 years ago? He must mean the assassination of Queen Amara. I wonder what the rebels are up to. It's intriguing and all. It doesn't seem related to the case at hand. This will not do. I must warn my mother at once. No need to do that. This order will never be carried out. Lady Kira's costume is still here. And Abotomy is no longer able to aid the rebels. I knew that. What's this? A bloodstain? You probably try to figure out what happened here. You didn't tell me if there any evidence before the police arrived. The police? Hey, that reminds me. Emma, give me something just for times like these. I thought it might help you your investigation. Here, it's all yours. I want to bring you a bunch of other forensic tools, but they were confiscated at the airport. Luminal testing fluid. This actually might come in handy. Luminal testing fluid glows in reaction to even the tiniest trace of blood. We can even detect areas where blood has been wiped up. It might help us figure out what happened in here. Okay, time for science to do its thing. First, let me put these red tinted glasses on to see the luminous glow. Then I just press X whenever I want to spray something with luminol. Areas where where there was blood will react by turning blue. This is a huge blood stain. Something big must have happened here. Perhaps the High Priestess' blood flowed in there from under the Warpark statue? There was definitely a lot of blood here. It's impossible to say how much at this point. I'll just take a picture for now. Oh right, luminal reaction doesn't show up in photos. I'll just have to take some notes. That should do it. Didn't notice before. The bloodstain looks like it was smeared away in one place. Is it because the Warbark revolving door passed over it? Gotta update. Try to summon this again. Is there anything else you'd like me to read, Barbhead? Oh, let's see. How about this note? Let me see that. Kurono, Zarbas, Barhara, Yak, and Rose. Yeah, this looks familiar. What is it? Some kind of Koreanism spell? No, it's a recipe for Koreanese curry. I guess the rebels enjoy a home-cooked meal just like everyone else. There we go. I think that's all we really need to do anyway. Weapons? And lots of them too. We are lucky we have found them before they could be used. Excellent work, Barpad. Oh, thanks. If the rebellion ever happens, I hope it's bloodless. Look! What is it, Barpad? It's the Plume Punisher clock. It's a Plume Punisher clock. Why, I believe it's... It is a limited edition promotional item given to 50 lucky viewers! This rare item plays the Plume Punisher's theme song every hour! Hand it over now, Barpad! She snatched it away from me. No matter what she says, Rev is definitely a huge fan. What a fine item. And the switch, if I'm right... It's the Plume Punisher's theme song. Yes, now I see. The insurgents who use this room must be Plume Punisher fans. That may be so, but I don't see how it's relevant to this case. There's a Plume Punisher calendar here. Ah, now I understand. The villains in the Plume Punisher are based on the insurgents. Watching this show must have raised their ire against Lady Kira. But that's it. Right, a large stone slab. It's shaped like a magatama. It looks rather unstable. I bet it'll tip over in an earthquake. What's this earthly grass-like smell? It is the smell of the moss that covers the stone. Oh, so this shaggy green stuff is moss? It looks like some of the moss but halfway up has been disturbed. Wonder why that is. One quick touch can't hurt, right? Whoa! A stop started to wobble. What is happening? What have you done to this sacred space? Nothing. All I did was nudge it a little. I knew it looked unstable. Probably best not touch it again. How dare those 50 insurgents raise their banners amidst such a sacred place? Hardhead, you must burn it at once. Can you tell me not to touch or damage anything? This is an exception. Very well. If you will not do it, then I will. Your benevolence, I thought you're not supposed to come in here. For once, the strange customs of this kingdom are working in my favor. There's something under this banner. Microphone? What's this doing here? Someone trying to record something with it? Well, I think that covers about everything here. Mr. Wright! You should not come in here before the police! Sorry, but I was in a hurry. I didn't do anything I wasn't supposed to. But I was gonna test that. It is your fault for being so slow. I expect the police to work faster and more efficiently. Sorry. Well, Barbed Head, have you not already seen enough? I guess it's about time I got back to the temple and go over everything I've learned. Back to the temple. May 11th Temporal Temple. Welcome back, Mr. Wright! How'd it go? Unfortunately, I didn't find anything conclusive. No way. I do not understand, Barbed Head. What don't you understand? Why did you not commit any misdeeds during your investigation? After all, lawyers plied their primarily through illegal means and methods. What? Who told you that? My mother. Are you saying she was wrong? No, this cannot be. You must have committed some sort of misdeed right under my nose. If that were so, she wasted her whole day following me around. What is it? Prosecutor Shamadi has need of me. What's going on? I must go perform a divination seance for Pere Salat. It is our custom for the prosecution to review its contents before trial begins. I see. The third time will be the charm. My insights will finally bring you to your knees tomorrow. And I will teach that never right practitioner a lesson. Practitioner, sorry. Looks like the Royal Priestess is back with a vengeance. She made a full recovery from when we started the investigation earlier today. I look forward to seeing you in court, Your Benevolence. Your overconfidence will be your downfall. You will not look so confident when I am finished with you tomorrow. Actually, I'm not really looking forward to seeing her tomorrow. Especially with any solid evidence. Why don't we go over everything you know so far? Alright, let's see here. Acolyte Salat was killed during the rite with Lady Kira's dagger. And Maya's fingerprints were found on it. That doesn't sound very good. I know. It's the very definition of being up a creek without a paddle. Yeah. Oh yeah. Or the day before his murder, Salat enjoyed a meal with the High Priest, his wife, Amaya. He also learned about spirit channeling here in Karayan. None of that sounds very helpful. Oh, but I did hear something interesting. That the rebel hunter Lady Kira might be working for the Justice Minister. What? Really? Our kingdom is supposed to be ruled through faith and law. We can't allow the people to be controlled by fear and violence. That sounds like something a rebel might say. It does? And if that Lady Kira really is one of the Minister Inga's subordinates, that would actually need to Miss Maya. Unfortunately, I have no way of proving it in court. Oh, that's too bad. Oh, I almost forgot about the secret rebel's hideout we found at the Inner Sanctum. There was a bloodstain inside. I don't know if or how it's connected to this case, though. Wow, a secret room at the Inner Sanctum? That would be a huge hit with tourism. This kid really is an entrepreneur at heart. What I mean is that hideout could be important to your case. Maybe, but it's still too early to tell. Looks like I'm heading into court with any useful evidence. We'll just have to pray something appears during tomorrow's trial. Mrs. Reva's divination seance might be my only hope. There could be some new information in it that might help. The divination seance? I thought it always worked against the accused. Not always. Right, it's like the Rook used to say. The Royal Priestess' insights are just another piece of evidence. Really? I never heard anyone say that before. It's hard to figure you out sometimes, sir. Divination seance worked both ways before the Defense Culpability Act. It's only now that the people of Quran find it strange. Mr. Wright? I just want to say, good luck tomorrow! Thanks. I can't afford to lose this one. This next one, sorry. I've collected all sorts of information, but I haven't even started connecting the dots. If I could do that, I might have a shot at pulling off a win. Griffith's insights will be the deciding factor. It's a huge gamble. It's all I've got. And that will be there for today. So, yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna wrap things up for here. Hope you have a good day. Sweet. Oh, right. We'll be changing things for a little while, just for anyone who's not aware. I will be most likely be streaming this just for like Monday to Friday till we get the game finished, because I want to try to get this finished before Frozen Your Door, and we are quite a bit off that. So we'll be back on this tomorrow then because of that. So hope it's a good day, hope it's a good week, and I will see you all next time. Bye.